Happy morning. Some of you would remember me speaking about this lady called Brandy Chastian. Do you have any recollection why I spoke about her? Okay. Brandy Chastian is an American footballer. Now do you remember? Which means I have never spoken to you. She's written an incredible book, which I believe all of us who have daughters should gift it to our daughters. The title of the book is It's Not About the Bra. She's a very passionate footballer. She scored the winning goal in US winning women's football. And the way men have this habit of scoring a goal and then taking off their t-shirt, she did the same thing. Took off the t-shirt and waved the t-shirt. And that photograph of hers became one of the most spread photographs those times, flashed in every magazine, every newspaper, every portal. And while the whole world was shaming her, kaise, she wrote an autobiography and titled it, It's Not About the Bra. It's a brilliant book. It's a book which showcases the struggle somebody goes through and the support of the family in making someone incredible. Since that time, I have been following the work of Brandy Chastian. And I read one of her interviews from a long time back, where she mentions about an approach her grandfather took towards her, which is also mentioned in the book. And she spoke about the relevance of her grandfather's approach in making her who she is. She says, I was a very intense footballer. I wanted to win every time. Every time I got a ball on my feet, I wanted to score a goal. And if I don't, I would get very irritated, very frustrated, very angry. If the goalkeeper blocks my shot, I will be angry at the goalkeeper. And she says, my grandfather helped me to mellow down. See, the complication is when somebody wants to win and not winning makes them frustrated, how do you continue in them the desire to win and take the aggression away? How do you motivate them to keep wanting to win, but without punishing themselves in the process? Now that is a critical piece. Otherwise, most people go through burnout. Like Boris Becker, one of the greatest possible tennis players of all time. One of the youngest unseeded people to win Wimbledon, stopped playing at 24 and a half. And Roger Federer, who's won more Grand Slams than anybody in the history of the world, with 20 Grand Slams, is still playing at the age of around 38. And he got tired by 24. When victory means the world to you and it burns you out, something dies inside. Brandy Chastian's grandfather saw that Brandy has this longing to win, intense footballer, very aggressive. And that is why she is not having friends. Her own teammates are scared of her. They want her to win, but they don't want to be around them. Because if she gets a ball, she wants to score, so she is not passing to anybody. Even if somebody is in a good position, she is not passing the ball. वो मेरे को गोल करने का. So what did the grandfather do? He said, every time you score a goal, I will give you $1. But every time you give an assist, every time you pass the ball and that person scores a goal, you will get $1.50. But he also said, if you pass the ball and he doesn't score a goal, then you get nothing. If you shoot at the goal and you don't score, you got nothing. Essentially, what Brandy Chastian's grandfather is attempting to do, in the words of Brandy, is, Brandy Chastian's grandfather said, either you must win, or you must help someone win. That's what leadership is. Either you must win, or you must help others win. Where possible, win and help others win. That's leadership. In other words, I am very uncomfortable with only Brandy. Otherwise, normally I would say, in other words, what Brandy's grandfather did. Now I have to say the full sentence. Because if somebody is seeing only this sentence in the life, what did Brandy's grandfather do? They might go on different track only. What Brandy Chastian's grandfather did is, saying, don't be sympathetic towards people. कोई रो रहा है, अच्छा ठीक है तू एक शॉट ले ले, नहीं. अगर उसके पास गोल करने की क्षमता है और पोजीशन है और वो पोजीशन तेरी पोजीशन से बेटर है तो पास कर. So it's not win and give others opportunity. It is win and help others win. What is the point in passing the ball and them not scoring? You lost the $1 that you could have got when you would have scored. तो कोई फायदा ही नहीं हुआ. And what is the point when they could score and you scoring? You could have got $1.50, but you got only $1. That's also a bad deal. So win or help others win. You know, when I read that, I was thinking about many good people, on their birthdays going to an orphanage, going to their old age home, on their family member's birthday, going to an orphanage, going to an old age home, and having food with all of them. सिर्फ 50 लोगों को, 100 लोगों को खाना खिलाएं. Very nice. But so that one meal, did you help anybody win? It's a good photographic opportunity. Good thing to share on the social media. 300 to 500 likes will certainly come. You made them feel nice. You did not help them to win. On the other hand, if you had told them, every month once somebody from my family will come and we'll be here for 2 hours and we can teach English and maths. Me and Joe were in Bangalore a few weeks back We met Vasanthi Srinivasan, whom most of you have met. And we met Vasanthi's father. More than 85 years old now. He says he is not able to remember things now, but he remembers more than most of us remember. He used to work in the defense sector, and every evening when he'll come back home around 6 o'clock, he will teach children from the neighborhood maths. Vasanthi says, I have never seen my father angry in my entire life, except when he is teaching maths. मतलब तू कुछ समझता क्यों नहीं है? English, history, geography, language is pretty cool. Maths नहीं समझता. Arshad is so happy. कोई तो मेरे जैसा है दुनिया में. Something like that. Now the important thing is, his father would tell everybody, I will only take sincere students. उनका बर्थडे तो भी वो क्लास को आएंगे, जैसे मैं आता हूँ. तुम क्लास मिस नहीं करोगे. 104 डिग्री बुखार है, आ जाओ, मैं गोली देगा, इधर सो जाना. क्लास मिस नहीं करोगे. And then he would promise them, if your child is failing, my responsibility, he'll get 40% plus. And if your child is scoring 40%, my responsibility, he'll get 80% plus. And when I met him, I asked him, you have lived such a good life. Any regret? He said, I should have started teaching much earlier. So Mr. Srinivasan, Vasanthi's father, not only helped people to feel nice, but he helped them for them to win in life. So Brandy Chastain's grandfather did the same to Brandy. You win in life. And now go and help people to win in life. That is when you become a leader. Because you are able to lead someone to a beautiful place or a beautiful life. I think if any one of us or all of us decides to live this kind of a life, we will cut a lot of unnecessary things from life. Our focus will become razor sharp. And we'll do things which are actually important. You may not be able to say, I reached out to 5,000 people. But you will definitely be able to say, 20 people have helped them to win in life. So we won't just be happy with doing a little bit. We would like to do whatever it takes to produce results. And these two are very different aspects of life. I like to help, hence I help, is nice. I like to help, hence I make people win, is a different kind of responsibility. To begin with, let's assume that responsibility for ourselves. What does this mean? Not only will I put efforts, but I will ensure that I win in life. मैं सिर्फ मेहनत करके खुश नहीं हूं, मैं सिर्फ अपना अच्छे कैरेक्टर से खुश नहीं, मैं सिर्फ मेरे इंटेंशंस बहुत खूबसूरत है उससे खुश नहीं. I'm going to win. जीतना है, सिर्फ सर्वाइव नहीं करना है, एक्चुअली में जीतना है. और जितनी कठिनाई आएंगी उनसे उभर के जीतना है. What is an autobiography? Any autobiography, what does it consist of? Fundamentally, an autobiography has just two parts. People who helped you to be who you are, and the obstacles you overcame to be who you are. That's all. An autobiography has only these two parts. So if I am reading about Brandy Chastain, I would like to know who helped her to be who she is. And therefore she writes, this is how my grandfather helped me, defined me, made me who I am. So a reader understands, wow, this is what I can do. Either I will win big time in life, or at least I can help someone win big time in life. The world may not know Brandy Chastain's grandfather, but the grandfather did an outstanding job. Without that, Brandy would have been a little selfish, very charismatic, very capable, very talented, but selfish player. And football is a team sport, just like a life is. So if I didn't read the autobiography of Brandy Chastain, I would have never realized the role somebody else can play in making somebody win. So that's one part. Gratitude. Who made me who I am? वो भूल गया तो फिर मजा ही नहीं. And the second part, what are the obstacles I have overcome in life? Not what are the obstacles I had in life. What are the obstacles I overcame in my life? ये तकलीफ था, उभर गए. Nobody wants to read an autobiography of a person who says, मैं बहुत कर सकता था, लेकिन क्या ये सब प्रॉब्लम देश के लिए कुछ नहीं कर पाया. Then nobody needs your autobiography. An autobiography is not about at the age of 16 I overcame this obstacle and I died at 75. An autobiography would be 16, 25, 34, 42, 49, 54. Entire life I have overcome obstacles. And obstacles need not mean the difficulties that life threw on your path. That's one part. It can be the goals and dreams that you decided to create for yourself. Because in making those goals a reality, a lot of obstacles came, which I overcame. So who's interested in David Goggins when he speaks about, I had an abusive family, my mother had affairs, my father was a stepfather, I was beaten up by my father so often, I got into drugs, I got into liquor. These are all obstacles. But I overcame them to become the fittest man alive on this planet. Now there is a story. And when do you overcome obstacles? When you stop sympathy for yourself. मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ यार, फिर छोड़. Today is my birthday. And I want a gift from all of you. One, I want to know the title of your autobiography. बस सबको लिखना ही, तुम लोग अभी आ गए हो तो तुम्हारे पास कोई चारा नहीं. Each one of us over here should write an autobiography. And just think about it. Many people have written an autobiography, but how many people can say 75 of my students wrote autobiographies? मतलब समझ रहे हो ना? मतलब कितना डीप थिंकिंग है मेरा, सोच. So each one of us should write an autobiography. I mean, why not? नहीं पता नहीं. Then you have sympathy for yourself. You may be a pati or you may have a pati, but what is dangerous is sympathy. What are those? So first thing, take a few minutes and write down the autobiography of your life. What will be the title? Title of your autobiography. Chalo. Don't start writing the book right now. Abhi autobiography decide karo. Title.
I will not stop.
I will not stop. Okay.
I'll make you believe it's possible.
I will make you believe it's possible. Please translate. Ummeed ek aasha. Okay. Hope is hope. Huh?
Hope is belief.
Hope is belief. Okay. Fair enough. Hanji.
I have written a book on belief system. Believe the power that defines destiny.
Believe the powers that find.
Believe the power that defines destiny.
Believe the power that defines destiny. Okay. Autobiography.
Only way is forward.
Only way is forward. Okay. Every title is right, huh? Don't say it and think सब लोग हाँ बोल रहे कि नहीं, if people liking it or not. Even if you are the only person who read your autobiography, चलेगा. Daring, dashing and decent. Do you agree with him? I agree.
तू सी गल.
अच्छा, इत्तुसी गलती.
Victor is watching me.
Have it done? But you can't translate क्या बेटा?
मैंने बोला Ritu is watching live.
Ritu is watching live क्या? बिल्कुल जोर से बोल live. अच्छा, what was Harshad's autobiography title? इत्तुसी गलती. And Ritu is not speaking about you or the marriage. Hanji. Hanji.
Believe in self.
Believe in self. Okay.
Find a way.
Find a way. Okay.
It's possible.
It's possible. Okay. So Find a Way is a book by
Martina, Noah Martina.
Diana Nair. मेरी मेमोरी ठीक नहीं रही ना. तुम लोग घुमा दोगे मेरे को. But yeah, okay. And it's possible. Kiran Bedi. Yes, darlings.
There is no place for fear.
There's no place for fear. Okay.
The roller coaster ride.
Roller coaster ride. Okay.
No one can stop you.
No one can stop you. Okay. मतलब सच्ची में लिखने का है ये सब, सिर्फ मतलब टाइम पास नहीं चालू है। नेकी कर दरिया में डाल, संदेश बोल रहे हैं, ठीक है। सिद्धू बाबू, लाइफ इज अ जर्नी, इट्स माय लाइफ टी शर्ट पहन के बोलता है लाइफ इज अ जर्नी। सही है, सही है, सही है। Okay, homework for all of you. Huh? You will find the title of your autobiography as soon as possible. Those of you who have a clear idea, fantastic. Those of you who don't have a little clear idea, it's all too sudden. Take a little time, but as soon as possible, define your own autobiography style. Now, to make this a reality, what do we need to do? We had a very beautiful batch this time, batch 125. And we have brought in 3 fantastic approaches in this batch. Needless to say, all of you who have done till batch 124, you have done an outdated batch. New batch, ultimate. We did an exercise which I'm going to ask all of you to do. Some people from the batch said the way they are looking at life has completely changed because of this exercise. First, a little background, then the exercise. In the world of management, they always think about how to make people perform better. So, a very classic old model is called the SWOT analysis. And some of you would have heard about this term called SWOT analysis. What does SWOT stand for? And threats. Now, my outlook to life will be defined by clarity I have about strength, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. This is my strength, this is my weakness, these are the opportunities in my life, and these are the threats in my life. Strength and opportunities kind of going hand in hand, and weaknesses and threats kind of going hand in hand. A little deeper, strength is what I have, opportunities is what life presents to me for me to do the best I can. Weaknesses are obviously the things which are not great in myself, and threats are what can go wrong in times to come. It's a very classic old model which is called as the SWOT analysis. In many corporates, every 6 months they make people do SWOT analysis. And through the SWOT analysis, they attempt to define where should I focus on and how should I become better in life. While this works for people who have great support system, while it works for people who are forced by the environment, SWOT analysis by itself has a small limitation. Recognizing that limitation, Gartner came up with a very profound, deep approach, which is called as the Strength Finder. It's a very costly test. So if I have to qualify to become a strength analysis coach, I have to pay about 4 to 5 lakhs. And then when I make people do the course, test, I can charge them anywhere between 40 to 50,000 rupees. And there's a huge billion-dollar industry which has been made out of it. It's a very beautiful test. It makes you understand the top 5 qualities that you have. And the suggestion is, use these 5 qualities to build your life. So let's say, for example, Pankaj said that daring is my quality. So when you do that Strength Finder test, it will reveal to you through a series of questions that you answer that see, courage Dare is your essential quality. So always use this to live your life. In any situation where courage is required, you have greater chances. In any situation where tremendous patience is required, sometimes courage and patience don't go hand to hand. So you might be at a disadvantage. So only take those things where courage is required. In essence, it helps you to focus absolutely on what you are good at and says create the best of your life based on what you have as good in you. That also did really well, and even now it's doing brilliantly well. But again, it has a small limitation. And the limitation is what we want to overcome through this exercise that we are going to do. So batch 125, there are a few friends. Let's go a little deeper today. Repetition is the mother of learning. Sometimes immediately the mind doesn't work. So for you it will be an exercise for the second time. But you will find when you do it the second time, you are doing it better. What is this exercise? We are not going to go through any profound test, but I am going to just ask all of you this question. If you have to name 5 top assets, 5 top qualities that you have, now it can be your ability to do things or it can be a part of your character. Very honestly, there is nothing to prove, nothing to show to anybody, nothing to impress. But if you have to list your top 5 qualities, what would they be? Open your notebooks or note. And listen, sorry. Listen. Any quality that you write should be backed by an example. So if Pankaj says courage, he should be able to write one example. Which means it should not be an opinion. Historically, there should be evidence. Now this is called evidence-based strength finding. So what will happen is when you do Gartner test, they will ask you, in case you are facing a difficult situation, do you like to go ahead, do you like to discuss others, or do you like to withdraw? And you choose, no, I like to go ahead. Now it can just be an opinion, I think I am that way. But when you have to write down about an experience in life, an example of life, a true story in life, and evidence, then you can actually mirror and understand, yes, this is a part of me with a lot of confidence. So we are going one step ahead of what the world does. So write down what you think are your 5 great qualities and give an example in a word or 2, because example is only for your clarification. Give an example in a word or 2 about why do you think this is your quality. Let's do that. And preferably the example should be one of the latest ones. Don't write when I was 3 years old. Can anyone tell me what's an incredible, thrilling, exciting dream that you have? And I'll tell you the kind of dream I'm talking about. Something which will require focus, attention, something which will give you a lot of joy. Something which is definitely outside your comfort zone, but you would love to do that. Anybody? Any dream?
I want to financially retire by the age of 45. I'll be 43 this December.
So in 2 years he wants to financially retire, which means no more worries about money. I should live life on my terms and do what appeals the best to me. That's what you're saying? Now, have you all understood Pankaj's example? Financially retired by the time he's 45 and he has a little more than 2 years to reach that state. The time is little more than 2 years. Brilliant. Now here is a very beautiful part 2 exercise. Pankaj knows the qualities that he has. And he has stories to back those qualities. Question: what are the additional qualities you will need to reach a goal? What is the additional quality you will need to reach your goal?
So first we have to define our goal, and then along with these strengths, what extra qualities do we have?
Exactly. So since we began with autobiography, we have a kind of path. Okay, I want to be bold, I want to be self-belief. So with that self-belief, कोई एक ऐसा goal and dream which is exceptional. The best way to find out the missing quality is when you have a goal in front. नहीं तो समझेगा कैसे? Okay. Has anybody found 5 areas where you want to develop? Okay, 4. Kajan is 5, huh? Okay, 4. Many of us 4. 3, 2, 1, -1. मतलब you are saying I am overdeveloped, मुझको थोड़ा कम करना पड़ेगा. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है ना? In the world of leadership and psychology, there is a concept called groupthink. Have you heard of that concept? Groupthink? No? Okay. Then I can say whatever I want. What is groupthink? The premise of groupthink is not a single human being can ever understand the completeness of any situation. No human being has the power to understand the completeness of any situation. And hence, when different people come together, your understanding of a situation will be much better. That is what groupthink is all about. Ideation, solutions, planning, awareness. Groupthink helps. So some of you, like Preeti said, I don't have any good quality. Now that is how she is looking at life right now for some reasons. Bidu, what do you think about Preeti?
Fantastic dedication,
Hmm.
initiative to help
Hmm.
without even being told,
Hmm.
very polite,
Hmm.
very loving,
Hmm.
and taskmaster.
Hmm. How many qualities you said?
5.
5. Now this is what groupthink does. What I am not able to see, somebody can show it to me. Why the perspectives is different. Let's say for example, somebody told Preeti yesterday, you are good for nothing. Let's say for example. Why did they say that? Maybe some guests were supposed to come and something didn't happen properly and somebody concluded. Or let's say somebody needed money and that money was not for a right cause and Preeti said, no, sorry, I cannot give money. Now when people are denied what they want, and if those people are selfish in nature, they have only one arsenal, one weapon left with them, and that is to attack you. When there are selfish people, what they want, if it is not given, they will attack you. And when you went through that attack, chances are you start thinking, oh yaar, this is not okay in me, I am weak, I am not good at all. in a group thing, somebody reminds you, you know this about you? You remember that day? You did this for that person, I clearly remember. And perspectives emerge, things become clear. Groupthink is an extraordinary tool. In group thinking, you also get exposed. You may say that you are very well planned, and somebody who knows you might tell you enough instances where you don't plan. You may think you are doing some good thing, then somebody else might tell you, भाई ये दो जो तेरे decisions है ना, थोड़े गड़बड़ वाले decisions. So fundamentally, the objective of group thinking becomes to show you perspectives. Now it does not mean the other person is right, but they just show you an angle. If they are right, we adopt it. If they are wrong, we just smile and leave it. So I have been told for the last few years now that we should charge the schools for keep moving movement. Saying you are giving it free now, that's why itna value nahi hai. You charge the schools 1,000 rupees per school. I mean, we don't want that money, but let them give something. And they are very vehement about it, very strong about it. Lena hi chahiye. We understand their perspective, we smile and we drop it. But it's important for somebody to say that. It gives us a chance to analyze. जो बोल रहे हैं वो सही है गलत है, अच्छा नहीं गलत लग रहा है मेरे को, ठीक है ड्रॉप कर दो. उससे गले मिलो. Thank you so much for sharing what you had in your mind. Maybe one of those days I will be able to see your point of view. अभी मेरे को नहीं समझ रहा है. Maybe you're right. अभी नहीं समझ रहा है. जिस दिन समझेगा उस दिन जरूर करूँगा. And it's a very beautiful way to deal with the situation. We can completely disagree. One of us is definitely wrong, but we can continue to love and be patient with each other. क्या issue? For example, I might tell Ashish कि Ashish तू life में loan मत ले. Now you are nearing 45, 35, 45. Well, I mean, 45 to 50 is the time when you should wind up all the loans. In some cases, by 45 the financial independence. After 50, you should not earn because you have to repay. You should earn to have a ball with life. Now I might say that to Ashish. He knows I am his genuine well-wisher. बराबर ना? But he still might say, I understand your perspective, but for what I want to do ना, एक मेरे को और chance लेना है, मेरे को ये loan लेना है, और ये मैं ऐसे कर दूँगा, वैसा कर दूँगा, ये हो जाएगा, वो हो जाएगा. Now I am stupid if I can't allow him to live life the way he wants. Who knows? He might be right. And he will be stupid if he thinks, Naren does not understand my dream, he is discouraging me. It's necessary for both of us to express and allow the other person to do what they think is right. Now this is the objective of groupthink. It can be marriage, one person in the house says lavish marriage करने का 1 करोड़ खर्चा करने का है, and somebody, the person who's getting married might say 5 लाख से ज़्यादा नहीं खर्चा करना. तुमको चाहिए मेरे नाम पे FD कर दो. Now groupthink is coming together, especially contrasting thoughts and listening with a lot of love and patience and not taking it personal. Some people never enter into groupthink because they don't want to know what others are thinking about their decision, because what if they are wrong? And they don't want to be told by somebody you may be wrong. And they are very vulnerable. So these people cannot participate in a group think. They cannot handle feedbacks. Anybody who's scared of feedbacks will never be able to participate in group think and listen to others. Even if somebody is saying, they will immediately start defending. One way to live life is purely through your intelligence. Another way to live life is using others' intelligence also. Groupthink encourages you to tap into others' intelligence. You should know this is also a thinking process. You disagree, it's okay. Your life, you have the choice to live it the way you want. But you should know this perspective. So Sumit might come and tell me, मेरे ऊपर थोड़ा बाल उगा लो, अच्छा लगेगा. मतलब तू समझ रहा है ना? मतलब क्यों जरूरी है? अच्छा लगता है, you know, etc. etc. I might say नहीं यार, अपने को नहीं चलेगा. But what is important is, Sumit should tell me ये possible है, करना चाहिए आपको. फिर मैं बोल सकता हूँ मेरे को नहीं करना है. लेकिन सुमित से नरेन मेरे को कुछ बात करना है, मेरे को नहीं सुनना है, फिर गड़बड़ है. At home, at work, start practicing good think. Let's think as a group. Don't think as individuals. Think as a group. ये सिचुएशन है, ये अपॉर्चुनिटीज है, क्या करना चाहिए? Take decisions, but have a group think. And let it be very clear who is the decision maker, and let it also be very clear अगर जो बोल रहे वो नहीं हुआ तो नाराज नहीं होने का. It's okay. I may be wrong, but it's okay. So there is that chillness in the atmosphere, मतलब मस्ती, lightness, egos go away. And it also gives me leeway to tell, यार 6 महीने पहले तूने जो बोला था ना, सही था, उस समय नहीं समझा, अभी गलती करके समझा. And both should just laugh about it. The other person should not say, देखा. वो नहीं होना चाहिए. मैंने तो पहले बोला था, मेरी बात तो सुनते ही नहीं हो. मतलब the approach is not of punishment. Neither is the approach aggression. The approach is discussions and suggestions, and let's see, can we persuade somebody else? So if I am giving a suggestion, I'll do my best to persuade you. एक बार बोलेगा, 3 बार बोलेगा, प्यार से बोलेगा. वो मेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, छोड़ूंगा नहीं. मगर for any chance you couldn't do it, it's okay, your life. And next time I'll again give you a suggestion. I shouldn't say पिछली बार बोला था तुम तो सुना ही नहीं. मैं क्यों अपना एडवाइस वेस्ट करूं? नहीं वेस्ट किया तो भी अंदर मतलब किसके उपयोग हो रहा है? So that is ego. तुमने पिछली बार नहीं सुना, इस बार नहीं बोलूंगा. मतलब मैं जिंदगी भर तुमको सजा दूंगा. नहीं चलता है good thing. Are you all with me?
Yes.
Very crucial part of life. Group think. I have seen the best of people in the most incredible, powerful positions, creating a good group and telling them, what do you think I should do? Was with the police commissioner the other day, and we had a conversation, and in the conversation he said, what emerged is, there should be a list of things which the public should know about how the public can help the police. If I know this way I can help the police, I would love to. I think the police department is doing some incredible work. Incredible work. Obviously, you and me can only see what is wrong. But what is right is huge. And immediately the police commissioner said, can you help us to create a menu? We know how to think like policemen. We don't know how to think like normal citizens. So can you help us in creating a menu? So let's create a menu card kind of a thing. होटल में जाते हैं मेन्यू कार्ड मिलता है ना, क्या ऑर्डर करना है. So can we create a menu card which you can give to the citizens and say you can choose how you want to support. So day before yesterday we had a beautiful 3-hour meeting at office where a few inspectors had come and a few others were sitting, attempting to create a menu for the city. Now he is the commissioner of police. But he is saying, can you help me in doing this? Imagine if he thought, what will people think about me? काम ही नहीं होगा. Groupthink. I tell this to all businessmen, and we are doing this very intensely in war parenting right now. Understanding what does the customer think and what does he want. Not assuming what he thinks and what he wants, but through dialogues attempting to understand what do they want. So if Pankaj asks his customers, let's say he decides 25 customers will be interviewed by me, and I'm going to make a series of 5 or 6 questions. And everybody who answers, I will give them one free pillow. And he asks them, what do you like about Pipada Furnitures? What is missing in Pipada Furnitures? If you were the owner of Pipada Furnitures, what are the 3 decisions you will take? And like that he makes a 5 questionnaire. That's all, only 5. It will take about 5 minutes to complete it. I can bet my life, he will get answers that he couldn't have dreamt of. Today what is happening is we are attempting to assume, ye lagega, ye shayad chahiye. But we haven't been in their shoes. Now this is another example of group thinking. Can I involve my customers in making my organization better? Can I make them feel they are my partners? If yes, beautiful things can happen. I am discussing with you about group thinking for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, you should start group thinking at home, at workplace, and those of you who have friend circles and you are very a passionate friend, you should do this in your friend circle. The objective, not only to do well, to win and to help others win. And 2, let's do some group thinking right now. Where you sit in groups of 6, you share about your strengths, you share about the strength you want to build. It makes you a little vulnerable because you have to verbalize, and somebody can look at you and say, नहीं ये तू जो दिखा है ना strength, इतना strength actually नहीं है. Or somebody can also say, you have written these 5, but I know another strength which is greater than these 5. Or if you say, these are my strengths, this is my dream, and this is the area I want to develop my strength. Somebody might say, नहीं ये strength और ये जो develop करना है, इससे ये तुम्हारा goal कभी complete नहीं होगा. तुमको कम से कम 2 और strength डालने पड़ेंगे, and the strengths are A and B. The chances are they are wrong. But they have the right to be wrong. They have the right to express. Then it's your maturity, what you want to take and what you don't want to take. But let's say you're a group of 6 and 5 suggestions come. Even if one is applicable to you and you like it, you are anyway a gainer in the whole experience. You are not a loser at all. Now to get the best out of this exercise, ego has to be put a little aside. So now what you want to do is, in a couple of minutes, you will make groups of 6. You will express, this is my present strength. This is that incredible dream of mine. These are the additional strengths which I believe I need to develop. If somebody has a feedback, fair enough. If nobody has a feedback, fair enough. And just move on. Complete this exercise and then I will do a 10-minute thinking with all of you. I have got a new toy, so every now and then I am looking at it. Groups of 6. Let's just do one very small step and with that we kind of complete this exercise. Whatever are the strengths that you wish to build, what is that one step that you can take to build that strength? Okay, in one small step. For example, if one of you has written that I want to build consistency. Now, what is that one thing that you can do by which you think you will become a little more consistent in life? Ideally, you should write 3 steps, but write at least one. 3 means you have figured it out. 1 means you will at least make a beginning. So I am good with the beginning also. But if you want to write 3, it will be the most awesome thing. Prashant, you saying something?
I would like to have very often group thinking in my office. Normally it happens when we get into the some corner or we सारा सब कुछ है. Then I call all people and discuss. But it should become a feature at
Yes.
a particular interval, either every alternate day
Yes.
or on Monday or something. And
Yes.
I will be a little consistent with it.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. So this please just write, one thing that you can do, or one thing which you will do, definitely you will do. If you have written 3 strengths, maybe write 1 for each. Any strength that you want to develop, one thing that you can do over there. And we are talking about making a beginning. So could you write one action that you would take? If you really like this exercise, then write 3 things that you would take to make it a part of you. Now the 3 things can be spaced out over 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, based on the time that you have and the effort it will take. But this exercise can be the turning point of your life. Focusing on the strengths that needs to be built, sandwiching it with the dream that you had, and 3 steps. 3 small steps. I don't want leaps. I don't want big steps. 3 small things that can be done to initiate the development of the strengths. Some thinking is required, no? Now those of you, I'm sorry but I'll have to complete today's life lesson. I know this can go on for another 10-15 minutes because we are at the momentum. But why don't we do something? On the thing that you have decided, let's say for example, Swapnil has decided on 3 strengths that he needs to build. How about sitting as a family today and discussing, these are my strengths, this is my dream, these are the 3 strengths I think I need to develop, these are the steps I think I want to take. What are your thoughts? Do a small group think. Maybe they'll say brilliant. Maybe they'll have some other feedbacks. But in the end of it, it will be a much more mature and deeper exercise. But those of you who want to be accountable to me, whatever you have written, you can send it across to me. Okay, these are my strengths. This is my incredible dream in the autobiography के आराम में जो घूमेगा. These are the new strengths I need to develop or I want to develop. And these are the steps that I want to take in developing it. You can frame it in a 3-year goal, 6-month goal, 1-year goal, perfectly okay. But then every time when we chat, we meet, we talk, we discuss, in the back of my mind, I will hold this expression of yours as the guiding factor. Anything else that I get as an idea or an insight, I will deal with it after this period is over. Everything else will be a distraction. This will become the focus of our work. You know, the greatest kick that you get in life is not out of achievements, but it is out of improvements. Achievement happens once in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, sometimes 5 years. Achievement. Improvement can happen so consistently. And the momentum you get in life is not out of achievements, is out of improvements. So this framework will help you to focus on that improvements, give you all the joy that you wish to have in your life. When you do this with your home, not only will you win, but you will also help others win. Because you are expressing openly, this is what I think, then maybe somebody else would also say, Chalo, I would also like to say. Or you can ask them, would you also like to say? If no, fair enough. But if they open up, it becomes such a beautiful thing. When you do this exercise, there is only one fault that can happen, and that is you becoming harsh on others. ये क्या बकवास है? इतू सा क्या है? No. That's not our game, that's not our area. We have to respect whatever people say. Let's do this exercise once. When we do it twice, third time, by that time people will also move into the groove, and what you want them to do will start happening. So even when you share something with me, you don't have to share things which will impress me. You will share things where you know you can begin momentum and you can have improvements. That's more than enough. That's more than enough. Let's summarize what was your main takeaways out of today's life lesson. And with that we'll complete today's life lesson. I saw there are a couple of cakes outside. Like a very decent fellow, I didn't taste, eat, cut, and I came straight back inside. So please stay back for a little while. They are not just cakes, they are expressions of love. And share the love together. Some beautiful people have brought those expressions of love. So we'll enjoy that after the sharing is over. Yes. Yes.
I will win and I will help others win.
What a brilliant idea, no? What a brilliant idea. In fact, your dad does that so often. You know? You know him, correct? Raj Diman's son. Yeah, oh, you wouldn't have expected him here.
When I group think, everyone is in a win-win situation.
Yes. So right. So right.
That's a beautiful way of you said it, and
Yeah.
very often we do it, but now it's gone more
Yeah.
deeper into-
Now we understand as an idea what it is all about.
After the discussion and when the corrections was made with the solution, so that was the best part.
The realization of Mercury is the biology.
है ना? Autobiography.
More responsible
हाँ.
towards the things.
हाँ, कितना मजा आएगा. So next time when you have, the best thing about writing an autobiography is every obstacle in life is welcome. अरे बुक के लिए मटेरियल चाहिए ना. लाइफ में ऑब्स्टिकल आ रही और बुक का एक चैप्टर हो गया चलो अभी आगे कितना मजा आने वाला है now obstacles are not like oh no why it's like अच्छा हो गया चल यार
Create obstacles, find people who will help overcome.
why not chapter 2 and you can tell people देख मेरे पास obstacle है तू मेरे को help किया बुक में तेरे बारे में लिख दिया okay अच्छा all of you when you write your autobiography
एक chapter आ जाएगा.
एक chapter कहीं एक mention मतलब
एक chapter
बेटो
A few life lessons back, you had told us about this need to give suggestions
हाँ
and to refrain from it. So in our group, very beautifully, I saw that nobody was giving suggestions, but it was just questions through which we were facilitating each other to think. So I think in groupthink, though I want to contribute to the other person's life, if I can facilitate them with questions to think about the ways out, then I make them feel more intelligent and that they have found out a solution for themselves.
absolutely
So in groupthink, that would be the way I would want to approach the entire.
brilliant you know it's easy to get people's cooperation when you respect them. So one way of telling somebody is, let's say he sets a goal for himself and I say, you should think of a bigger goal. That is one way. In that he won't feel respect, he feels a little threatened. On the other hand, if I say, you would have certainly thought of something bigger and challenging also, but for some reason you have decided on this goal, right? तुमने सोचा जरूर होगा लेकिन किसी वजह से ये छोटा गोल बनाया तुमने. Now there is a lot of respect instead of attack. Most people are very vulnerable, they cannot take feedbacks. So this approach will really help you to give the feedback, helping others to win without hurting their ego. Good connection.
I'll ensure that I just don't help people to feel good.
Yeah, very crucial. And I've learned this, and that's why probably sometimes I push some of you. It's not just to make you feel good and me feel good, कि चलो आज अच्छा किया. My role in your life is to help you win, and not just help you to be good. And I'll keep pushing you as long as I'm alive.
So there's a different perspective to a casual talk which happens between like 4-5 people. Now the name is given to it is groupthink, which is far more productive and creative is what I feel. I mean, instead of just chatting wherein some egos are hurt and then some things happen in a negative way.
Yeah.
Now there's a positive way towards looking at the entire scenario.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for coming. I really enjoyed today's life lesson. Love you all.